Hey guys, what is going on? It is Dunbar Snack Bar here with MLB 2K12 and some My Player mode with Chris Rose. See, we're going up against the Detroit Tigers in this one here, so this is going to be a tough game. Now, this is a Q&A episode, which I'm always excited about because Q&A is one of my favorite things to do with you guys. Because I know that the information that I'm giving out to you about me, my opinions, what's going on in my life, is the stuff you really want to know. Otherwise, you wouldn't be answering that question. Or you wouldn't be asking that question. There we go. Sorry, I'm on like take 6 right now, and this is actually really tough for me to do right now because I've got a swollen taste bud on the side of my tongue. So my S's sound different. It hurts to talk, but I'm doing this anyway here because I felt bad that I took a break from videos yesterday. You know, basically took a day off. And I don't want to do it again for another day because then I'm afraid people will think I died or something, which I hope does not happen. Anyway, so for those of you who are new to Q&A, basically what happens is a few days before I go ahead and make the video, just so I can give you guys some time to be able to post your questions, is I'll send something out on Twitter and Facebook. So that's one of the things why I always ask you guys to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, so that way, you know, we can communicate back and forth, things like that. I know I don't answer everybody's question, and I apologize, but I get a lot that come in. And, you know, I've got about 20 minutes in this episode. I always make these ones longer so I can get to some questions, but unfortunately, I can't get to everybody, so I apologize about that. So, forgive me first off here, too, if I sound a little bit different. I apologize. I'm trying to sound as normal as I can. And then, 2, Chris Rose has the knuckleball. So I saved up every single skill point here from spring training, and I purchased the knuckleball. And you guys will see me throw it a few times, just kind of getting the idea and the feel for how it's all going to work, when to throw it, when not to, stuff like that. So, all right, let's get to the questions. So we're going to go to Facebook here first. Now, remember, there are 2 Dunbar Snack Bar pages. There's the personal one, which is like, you know, the actual personal profile. And then there's a group one where you can guys go ahead and like. And if you guys are on one and not the other, don't worry about it because I go ahead and I post to both here the exact same. All right, so the first question here, if I can get it pulled up right now because I got way too many browsers. This is a question I get asked a lot. And I think I may have answered it before in a Chris Rose video. But I'm not mad, don't get me wrong. I mean, I like to answer the question because there's a lot of cool stuff about this here. And the question is, how did you get into commentary? All right, so it started in 2011. I was kind of going through, and I was like, I never once in my life thought, hey, I'm going to go ahead and search this game and see, you know, on YouTube here if there's anything about it. So I was kind of looking up tutorials, guides, and stuff like that. I think it was for, like, you know, Call of Duty or something like that. And, you know, I had seen people were making commentaries, and I was like, huh, this is actually pretty interesting. It's a mixture of 2 things that I really enjoy. 1, playing video games, and then 2, presenting. So I think video games are great. They help me relax. Something I can do with my friends. And can be very, very entertaining, of course, and just fun. So I was like, well, there's that. And then my education and college experience has been around communication studies, which is basically teaching you how to present information or, you know, how to read information from other people, like, you know, nonverbal communication, organizational communication, interpersonal. There's a whole bunch of types. So with the career path that I want to go with where I work, there's two paths I want to take. 1, I want to be a trainer, and I want to be able to teach people new information and, you know, kind of show people about the job and stuff like that. That requires a lot of communication abilities, like being able to present on the fly, like what I'm doing for this video right now where I have no notes. And then 2, I got to prepare lessons, which is kind of like what I do for most of my videos where I put notes together and kind of organize it so that way I know, you know, what I'm going to be going over in a particular video so I don't wing it every single time. So with communications and the way that you present, there's no shelf life. It's kind of like a muscle. You're either working to make it better or you're doing nothing and it becomes, you know, weaker. So this is a great chance for me to do something that I love doing, playing video games, and also make sure I keep my presentation abilities up. So now that, you know, I kind of noticed that and I thought it was a great idea, I went ahead and I did some research. I'm like, what do I need to do this? Like, what device is out there that's going to go ahead and take what's on my Xbox and record it so that way I can edit it and do all this stuff here. So I did a little research, and I learned about the HD PVR, what they do, things like that. And I went ahead and I bought one. It was a pretty big investment, $200. And then I remember doing my first video and how nervous I was and everything. I kind of went in there thinking, you know, I'm probably going to do this. I'm not going to like it. People are not going to like it. And I'll probably quit after a little bit. But, hey, at least I can say I tried. But, you know, that's really what got me started, was just the idea of, hey, this is going to be fun. And it also gives me a chance to, you know, kind of keep up on my presentation abilities. But the reason why I keep making this has changed quite a bit. So the fun factor is still there. I mean, the two things that are going to stop me from making videos here is either one, it doesn't become fun anymore, which I mean, I felt that way about, you know, commentary a few times where it stopped being fun, and, you know, that kind of ends pretty quick. Or two, my life gets so busy that I just can't do this anymore. So one of the many positive surprises that have come out of making commentaries, well, let me kind of tell you a story here real quick. It's actually kind of a mixture of stories all rolled into one, but I guess I'll put it as an explanation. All right, so every once in a while, I will get messages on Facebook from people's parents. Don't get me wrong. At first, I was kind of nervous about getting messages from people's parents because I'm like, uh-oh, what did I do? Because anytime parents have wanted to talk to me in the past, it was I was in trouble for something or whatever. But the overwhelmingly positive responses that I get from people and their parents is absolutely heartwarming. So I've got messages from parents in the past who are like, hey, my son watches you all the time. You know, every day, you know, he'll go on the computer and take a look to see if you have any new videos that are out. I wanted to thank you for being a positive influence on my son, for keeping it clean, for spreading positive messages. And then they may tell me a story or something like that about something that I had said or done that really affected somebody for the better. And every time I get one of those stories, it just blows my mind. Because you guys have to understand that the world of Dunbar Snack Bar, for me, exists in the room that I am in right now. You know, I've got my computer, I've got my Xbox and a TV, you know, I've got my guitars on the wall and a treadmill in here. For me, this is really it. It just blows my mind that there are people all across the world who watch my videos, or that I have influenced somebody for the better. I never thought that I would do something like that, and that really is something that helps me keep going. You know, because I do watch other commentators. I know that I'm one of the few that are out there who have not ever sworn in the 400 plus videos that I've done. And, you know, it's kind of cool that I'm known as or I feel it's kind of cool that I'm a positive influence on people. So that's cool. There's a lot of other positive things. I could make a whole video off of, you know, what I love about doing commentaries right now. So I know that was a very long answer to the question, but I felt like I needed to go through all that to kind of let you guys know a little bit about why I've done commentaries, why I continue to do commentaries. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it really is. And, you know, I had always hoped that one day I would become a big commentator, that people would know me by my voice or something like that here. And I hope one day still that I can get to that point where I can be a big commentator and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm going to keep working here, just personal goals and stuff like that I set for myself. But anyway, all right, so now that I've spent a lot of time answering that one question here, let's answer another one. This will be a lot faster, from Daniel, who asks, I know you may not want to answer this for personal reasons, like not showing your face, but how old are you? All right, so you can see from my YouTube page, I am 27 years old. And for some people, that's a big surprise, because apparently I sound like I'm a lot younger, which I'm cool with. Don't get me wrong. I mean, anytime I get a chance to feel or sound younger, I'm all about that. And you guys, the thing is, too, the reason why I don't want to show my face on, or anything like that is I want there to be separation between my real life and then this Dunbar snack bar thing that I do. I want to be known for me, not as Dunbar snack bar. So, I feel like if I go ahead and, post my face on there, I come across somebody and they'll be like, oh my gosh, that's Dunbar snack bar, and that totally distracts me from something else that I'm doing here. Like I'm just trying to spend time with my wife or and there's been a lot of things that have happened too where I get crazy messages and stuff like that from people, and some crazy stuff have happened. I know I've gone over some stories with you before, and if I get my picture out and things like that, I just bit my tongue. If I go ahead and get my picture out, it makes more opportunities for that to happen. I've got a wife to protect and a kid from crazy people. So that's why I don't want to do that. I mean, age I'm fine giving you. I'm 27. See, there you go. But face, not so much. Plus, it's kind of creepy. People are like, don't know who I am. They're like, I want to see your face. Show me your face. Yeah, that's, I just don't think it's cool. But anyway, there's that. I know I've given the face tons of attention before. But let's go ahead and we'll move to the page where you guys like Dunbar Snack Bar. So let's go through it here real quick. I gotta be careful. All right, Aaron asked this one here. Are you surprised by how far the team that you use for franchise mode in MLB 2K12 has made it in real life, and where they are in the ALCS? So, I'll be honest, not really. Because at the beginning of the season, I and a lot of other people out there really looked at the Detroit Tigers as being one of the best teams in baseball, the American League, and for sure, on paper, they were the best team in the American League Central. All right, so, yeah, they struggled a lot because they never really were living up to their potential. I didn't know if it was just, lack of cohesion with the team or lack of leadership, or if it was just baseball being baseball and, always surprising them. So, once they made it to be the top in the AL Central, that was something that I was like, you know what, that's kind of what I was expecting. And then once I saw they were playing the Oakland A's, as much as I love seeing the Oakland A's in the playoffs, I was like, against the Tigers, we really don't stand that much of a chance. I'm excited that we made it to 5 games, and that it took Justin Verlander to eliminate us. The real Chris Rose tweeted out that in 20 years we're going to be, telling our kids and stuff like that just how much of a gift it was, or how cool it was to be able to watch Justin Verlander pitch, because he's that great of a pitcher. Like, it's an honor to watch him pitch. And the fact that it took him to eliminate the A's in Game 5, I thought that is a testament to how great the A's have been this year. So I still celebrate that. Now, where the Tigers are right now going up against the Yankees, I am kind of surprised, though, that they're in the lead, because the Yankees, as we all know, they put out a good team year in and year out. And it's pretty unfortunate here what's happened with the Yankees here, with the injury of Derek Jeter, what's going on with A-Rod and some of the, the other players too, just not playing as well as they normally do, or, injuries, stuff like that. So, that's kind of cool. I was expecting either them or the Rangers to make it to the World Series, so I'm not necessarily surprised where they are. If they weren't where they are, I think I would be more surprised, if that makes sense. So, good question. All right, Victor asks, hey, Dunbar, in your opinion, which championship is harder to win? The World Series, the Super Bowl, the NBA Finals, the Stanley Cup, or the World Cup? So I had to think on this one for a little bit. And then the answer kind of made a lot of sense for me. And I'd have to say the World Cup. Because when you're talking about the World Series, the Super Bowl, the NBA Finals, and the Stanley Cup, that is North America only, mostly the United States. You got Canada in there too. With the World Cup, you have got players from all across the world, the best in their country, going up for, the championship. So that's one thing I make it, because you got, a lot more people that you have to compete against here of a higher caliber. And then, two, with soccer, making a mistake, I feel, has, you know, higher repercussions than making mistakes in some of the other sports. You know, like if you have one bad game in the World Series, you've still got, you know, some other games that you can go ahead and play up to, you know, up to 6 more games to kind of make up for it. Or, you know, same thing with the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup. With the World Cup, you know, in some respects too, and I mean, now that I kind of think of it, this may not be the best argument, but, you know, you've really got one game in some cases. And one big mistake here on defense, you know, making it 1-0, that can be you know, a big deal too. So the fact that you got more people, and I think mistakes mean more in soccer or have a larger effect than in some of the other sports, I might have to say World Cup on that one. Hopefully that makes sense. This is why I should probably even go through and prepare, gosh, even some notes for this. But Matt asks, who is your favorite baseball player? All time, Lou Gehrig, hands down. He is the most humble, I think, best example of what you look for in a baseball player and as a human being, especially with his, you know, I'm the luckiest man speech. That was absolutely phenomenal. If you understand the disease that he had, and then him going up there and saying that today I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth, my gosh, that tells you just what type of person he was. So, favorite baseball player of all time, Lou Gehrig. Currently, that's tough. I don't think I have a current favorite baseball player. You know, because like I say, I'm more of a fan of the sport than I am of a team, and I'm more of a fan of the sport than I am an individual. Because baseball, you know, yes, there are some points where it comes down to an individual here, but a lot of it, you know, you win and die with your team. So it's kind of hard for me to pick one person. There's some people, I will admit, who I don't think are the best examples of, you know, great baseball players and, you know, great role models. But I think there's a lot of good people out there to cheer for. Last couple questions here. Reese asks, of all the series that I make, which is my favorite one to play? That changes a lot. Right now, I'd have to say Shao Kahn Mathlete. Everybody has their own, you know, individual thing. Like Abu Shmuck's kind of a jerk, fighting and checking people all the time. But with Shao Kahn Mathlete, it's kind of exciting too, because I have never been really a big follower of the NBA or of their games. So this is my first big chance to go through and do that in a play in the NBA, and it's cool. I like it, so I'm gonna keep doing it. You know, in the association mode too, it'll be kind of fun as well. But Shao Kahn Mathlete right now is my favorite one. Timmy Timmons used to be my favorite, but so many frustrations out of it right now that it's just not becoming not that fun anymore. So I guess the longer I play something, the more I end up not liking it. And then really quick here, New York Sports tweet: what teams did you root for growing up? In Nebraska, it changed. I mean, I'm a free agent fan, basically. We all choose different people. But I really didn't have a team growing up until 2001 when I started looking into the A's. And then, you know, in 2002, that really solidified. So that's like, it's my 10-year anniversary. But it changed based on the team I was playing for when I was growing up. So, like, if one year my team was called the Orioles, I was a Baltimore Orioles fan that year. Or the Rangers the next year, then I became a Rangers fan, stuff like that. So it changed all the time. Whew, got through a lot of questions here. Not nearly as many as I wanted to, but we got to call this one a game for now here. Look at that, 1,085 skill points. It's kind of nice, though, that it was, you know, a key game here. So I got twice the skill points here. So thanks for watching, you guys. Remember the contest that's going on. Make sure that you share this video and you comment on it, because if this is the video that gets the most shares, I'll pick somebody out of the comment and send you a free Timmy Timmons or Chris Rose t-shirt. So make sure you do that. If you want more information, just go check out the Timmy Timmons video. But anyway, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't already. You guys know you can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. But again, you guys are awesome. And as always, I hope you guys have a good one.